What is up, everyone? Bennett Bedford from BetQL back here to bring you a preview of the Final Four matchup between the Michigan State Spartans and the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Michigan State comes in as 2.5-point favorites in this one. If you want Michigan State on the money line, you're going to have to lay -150 compared to Texas Tech's +130, and we have a total of 132.5 in this one. Let's go ahead and dive into some trends that you need to keep an eye on for the Michigan State Spartans. Michigan State shocked the basketball world by beating Duke in the Elite Eight to punch their ticket to the Final Four, their first Final Four appearance since the 2014-2015 season. Michigan State is now second in odds to claim their third national championship in school history and first since 2000 at +190, only behind Virginia. But we'll first have to get past the defensively stout Texas Tech Red Raiders. Tom Izzo and crew have won 9 straight games since a shocking loss back on March 2nd to Indiana, coming as slight 2.5-point favorites to Texas Tech. Check out a couple trends that you need to keep an eye on for Michigan State. They've covered 71% of their games this season. They are 3-1 against the spread in the NCAA Tournament. 3-0 against the spread over their last 3 games as a single-digit favorite. They are 24-8 straight up and 23-9 against the spread as a favorite over the course of this entire season. The total has gone under in 3 straight games and in 5 of their last 6 for Michigan State, and they are 14-1 straight up over their last 15 games. They average 78.26 points per game this season and allow only 65.08 opponent points per game. They are 9-1 straight up on neutral courts this season, and the total has gone under in 7 of the last 8 games in which Michigan State was a single-digit favorite. Meanwhile, Texas Tech has had its best basketball season in school history, and that was even before they punched their Final Four ticket to Minnesota with a victory over Gonzaga in the Elite Eight. The Red Raiders thrive off of their defense, which along with Virginia were among the top units in the country this season. They have been underdogs in each of their last 2 games and will be so yet again in their Final Four matchup against Michigan State. Let's take a look at some betting trends that you need to keep an eye on for the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Texas Tech has covered 54.3% of their games this season. The total has gone under in 57.1% of their games. They are 4-0 against the spread in the NCAA Tournament. They are 4-3 straight up and against the spread as an underdog this season, which is important because they would come in as 2.5-point underdogs in this matchup. They are 9-1 straight up and 8-2 against the spread over the last 10 games. The total has gone over in 4 of their last 5 games with a total between 130 and 140 points. Keep an eye on that one because the total right now sits at 132.5. They've allowed only 59.03 opponent points per game this season. They have an average winning margin in this NCAA tournament of 15.5 points, and their closest game was a 6-point win over Gonzaga. Texas Tech is also 7-2 on neutral courts this season. Alright, now that we've gone over a couple trends for each of the teams in this matchup, let's go over some public and sharp betting trends. This is some of the most important data that you need to know before you place a wager on either side, whether you're going to back the public, be with sharp money, or stick with the books with whatever wager you decide to make. You can find all of this information up to date on BetQL. This is only Thursday afternoon that I'm recording this. This is certainly going to change. You're going to want this information right before tip-off to get the most up-to-date public and sharp betting trends. But as of now, it's very, very close in the public. 52% of total tickets is on Texas Tech to cover the 2.5-point spread, but there's a huge sharp money edge on Texas Tech right now. 73% of total money right now is backing Texas Tech to cover the spread as 2.5-point underdogs, which is very interesting because despite the close spread, money line tickets are very, very tight right now. Texas Tech has a slight edge in terms of total tickets and total money at 53% of both for them to win outright at +130. 70% of total money is on the under of 132.5, which is very interesting. I mentioned earlier in the video that Texas Tech, 4 of their last 5 games with a closing total between 130 and 140 have hit the over. Again, download BetQL. You're going to have all these trends up to the second data right up until tip-off. And follow me on Twitter at DFSBench. Happy to answer any of your questions. Good luck with your bets this week.